Hi everybody, this is Mr. Wunsch, and here is our linear models and equations video. I'm going to go through this one very quickly, probably quicker than you're going to be able to keep up with. The idea is that you'll just pause it when you need to take notes or watch it multiple times. Here we go. Linear models and equations. What you need to know for this is just that y equals mx plus b. You should have seen that at the end of your 7th grade year, and it's something we're going to use in this book a lot. I would write down y equals mx plus b somewhere right now. What y equals mx plus b allows us to do is essentially take something like this and put it into numbers and be able to manipulate it in a much easier way than just looking at a graph. Let's break down some of the variables in y equals mx plus b. M is going to stand for our slope. I put that in all caps because it's incredibly important. And B is our y-intercept. The y and the x that are both in there, they both stand for y and x coordinates. They're always together. Whatever y is, x will correspond directly with it. Looking at the slope, there are a lot of different ways you can think about slope. It could be rise over run. That's probably the most common way you'll hear about it. It could be a change in y over a change in x, or it could be a vertical change over a horizontal change. Or my favorite way is y1 minus y2 all over x1 minus x2. That one's probably the trickiest to say, but the easiest to actually understand once we get into the problems that we're going to be doing later. Again, in y equals mx plus b, that was m. Now let's look at b. B is our y-intercept, and essentially that's just answering the question, where is y when x is 0? So looking at these right here, as this line crosses, we always write it in xy form, which means when x is 0, which is right here on the y-axis, we're trying to find out what is y. Okay, so as y crosses the x being 0, we just need to find where that spot is. So let's go ahead and try one. I wrote down 2 points here, 2 coordinates that are on the same line. We're going to try to formula them so that they go into y equals mx plus b. So, like I said before, I like to use y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. The first thing you need to do is pick one set of coordinates that are going to be your 1's and another set of coordinates that are going to be your 2's. For the example here, if you follow the blue arrows first, blue is going to be how we find our slope. I chose the 4 as my y1 and the 7 as my y2. I chose the 0 as my x1 and the 1 as my x2. So then I just simplified this expression. 4 minus 7 is negative 3, and 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So I have negative 3 oneths. 2 negatives make positives, so now I've got 3 oneths. It doesn't make sense to say it as 3 oneths, that's just not how we write it, so then it simplifies down to 3. That's simple to get my slope. I now just replace the m with a 3. Grab the m, get rid of it, put the 3 in its place, leave the y and the x. Now the next one we have to find is the y-intercept. And in this one it's really simple. The whole point was, what is y when x is 0? Well, if we look at our first coordinate, x is 0, y is 4. We don't have to do any math right there. If you follow this green arrow, all we do is get rid of the b and just replace it with that 4. Final answer, y equals 3x plus 4. That's linear models and equations. I went through that really quickly, I understand. Please watch this again if you think you can catch more out of it the next time. Look at your notes as you go through it. Take lots of notes on this. This idea is not going away. We're going to hit it over and over. Alright, thanks guys.